Hey, good morning, everybody. LoriAnn here from Utah, and it is Tuesday. So excited to be with you. I just want to go over really quick some of the things that we do on this call. So Mondays is Recognition Day, where we get to recognize people in our lives and we get to recognize ourselves. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have a special guest. So today, I get to be your special guest. Wednesday's Gratitude Day, and Friday is Testimonial Day. So we get to share our ASEA experiences on Fridays. Then we have a special opportunity meeting on Wednesday evenings. And this week it's going to be Lois and Aniello who are going to be doing our presentations. So excited for them to be our presenters. Thank you. And Saturday morning is the science presentation. So we get to dive more into the science. Because we have this platform, we are able to invite people here. So anybody who's new here, we want to welcome you. We want you to feel a part of this global tribe that we've got all over the world. And we literally are across continents that are come to this call in the morning. And I think that is a very rare thing that we've got. And it's something that brings us all together and gives us a community that we can connect with and share with, and we are doing and going in the same direction. We all have a lot of goals and desires and dreams and aspirations in our life, and this is a place where we can connect and come to and be together and make those happen. We also have this platform in Spanish and in Romanian and in French. So, and soon to be Italian when Aniello gets that up and going. So this is very unique, and we just are excited to have you here. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about and just kind of have this be the discussion that's ongoing. And this ongoing discussion that we have is kind of been going on in the mastermind. So in our mastermind, we have been learning all kinds of things through Rosemary's expertise for the last 40 plus years that she has been in network marketing, and she is giving us her best. So as those of us that have been through the mastermind and are going through the mastermind again right now, there is so much power in masterminding together. And we get a little bit of that right here on this call. The 4 things that Rosemary talked about this past week in the past mastermind was there were 4 things about this business. And if you want to like take the product and just set the product aside for a minute, it's not about the product. It's not about the technology. What we're going to talk about right now, just for a few minutes, is before all that happens, before you fall in love with that product and the technology, and you've got these amazing results and all of those things happening, we want to, number one, look at this as, is this a business opportunity? So if you want to write any of these things down, for those of you who are not in the mastermind, that is what we did. We talked about, do you see this as a business opportunity? How are you perceiving ASEA? As a business opportunity? What does that look like for you? And then the second one was, am I being an influence or am I being influenced? What is your own credibility? So when we talk about this right here, I want you to see yourself exactly where you are, not where Rosemary is, not where LoriAnn is, not where, I want you to see you exactly where you are and look at the influence that you have, because somebody invited you here because maybe they wanted to have you share the product, And you might have said, man, I see this as a business opportunity. So we've gone through step one. You've maybe seen this as a business opportunity. Step two, what influence do I have, or am I being influenced by others? What is your influence and your credibility? And this is not a comparison. This is not a race right now. It's just who you are and who the person you are being. Then number three, how do I go about it? What is your why and your story? So we definitely have a why that we show up to this training every day. Think about why you're here, like the very, very first thing why you're here, and write it down. And yes, some of you are going to write down that you're here because of the product and, because you had a great experience with it or somebody invited you. Those are all real things. Those are all definitely real things, because I started out being here because of the product. 100%. I came in because of the product. I did not even have any intention of doing this as a business. 100% I came in because of the product. And then it became very necessary in my life. And for those of you that are new that don't know my story, Rosemary and I have been friends for a long time. And we had a previous business together, and she had no idea some of the things that were going on in my life, because I was pretending that everything was okay. How many of you guys pretend that everything's okay? I mean, we all pretend at times that everything is okay. And I was the master of pretending. My skin on my face, I had sores all over my face that burned and itched from the inside out. And I put ice packs on my face just to get some relief, just to even have just that little bit of relief that I could get, because my face hurt. I was in a grocery store one time and this little girl came up to me and she's like, "Lady, does your face hurt?" And I just wanted to cry, because she hit it right on the nail. Yes, my face hurt so bad. It was so embarrassing to be in public. It was so embarrassing to go anywhere. I wished I could have wore a mask back in the day. That would have been so awesome for me. But that is something that not very many people knew, because I became masterful at makeup and putting makeup on. And I always had makeup in my purse, because my skin would bleed and burn, and it would burn the makeup off. And so I would go in the bathroom often and pat the makeup back on and powder it and make sure that it was covered, because people look at you differently, and they don't look at you in the eyes when you have got something massive going on your face. They look at you like, "Oh, you poor person," like, "Oh," and they don't see your eyes. They don't see who you are. And I lived behind this mask for so many years, pretending that everything was okay when it was so painful. And I pretended a lot that everything was okay in my husband's business. And it was when the economy had crashed and we were not making it. My husband didn't bring home a paycheck for 3 years. We lived off from our retirement, paying our payroll, and then whatever we could make out of the business, and we put everything back into the business. And it was very difficult. It was this really difficult time, because I live in this tight-knit community, and my husband's a doctor, and we've got this family, and we belong in this community, and we were failing. And so I was pretending everything was okay. And finally, I went and I knocked on Rosemary's door and I said, Rosemary, we need to do this business. And I know the exact day, it was September 8th. It was our wedding anniversary. And we were going to go up the canyon and stay at a little hotel that was up the canyon to celebrate our anniversary that night. And it was 5 o'clock at night. And I knocked on her door and we had a checkbook. This is how much I didn't even know about the business. We had a checkbook in our hand and we just said, look, we need to pay you some money right now so that we can sign up and that I can start doing the business. And my husband was full on and he said, it's time, we need to do this business so that you can start making some money, because we needed another income to start helping. And she looked at us and she just said, okay. And I had asked her for a year and a half if I could join the business. And it wasn't until that day that she finally said, okay, get in here in my house, prove to me that you really want to do this business, because I wasn't hungry enough before. There was no reason to need it. I was a doctor's wife, right? In her mind, I was set. I wasn't hungry enough, and she didn't want to ruin the friendship or the relationship because she was doing this business full on, full time, no matter what it took. She was going to do this business because her family needed her to do this business, and she loved it. She loves network marketing, loves it to the core. And I was always like, oh, speak to the hand. I do not want to do network marketing. Only the people at the top make money. I had all these stories and I had no idea. I was so ignorant in how powerful this business can be in your life. So she had Ray and I come in the house and she says, prove it to me and let's hit a rank. Let's hit bronze tonight. Let's see if you can do that. We didn't know what that meant. We had no idea. She just said, call anybody that you can. And so people had seen my face transform over that year and a half. My neighbors had seen it. My hairdresser had seen it. My family had seen it. All these people had seen it. So this is where the influence comes in. I didn't think I had any influence, but I started going around. Ray and I got on the phone and we just started calling people. Hey, you know that stuff we've been drinking? You know that thing we've been doing? You know how my face has been getting better? Well, we're going to do the business now. Do you want in? If you want in right now, we're building our team right now tonight. If you want in, this is what we're doing. And we were just straight up. There was an urgency. And so that is the number 4. Is there an urgency that you can put into action? We got on that phone and we called everybody we possibly could call. And some people told us no, and some people told us yes. And we just kept doing it, just like we were the waitress at the restaurant, asking people if they wanted dessert. Some people told us yes, and some people told us no. I just want you to know the hunger was there. The absolute need was there in our lives. And I remember watching Rosemary, and she was pacing while we were doing this, while we were making these phone calls. She was pacing and she was like cheering us on. And then every once in a while, she'd just hold her head like this and she'd say, oh my hell. And then we'd go on some more and we were calling. This transformed our lives that night, Ray and I. We didn't leave her house until almost 10:30, 11 o'clock that night. And we hit bronze. And I know I'm emotional about it, but I know that we would not have done it. We wouldn't have thought that we really had any influence because we had such negativity against what this business was. And she helped us really see the power that this business could have in Ray and I's lives. And little did she know how much it would impact my daughter, because she didn't know that we were having problems with my daughter and her health. She didn't know that we would go on to have 15 grandkids, and many of those children would not have even been here without the product and the technology. But we had to get this business part. We had to get this sense of really seeing that this was an opportunity, and really seeing that we do have an influence. We can be influenced by people, but we have an influence that we could influence people. We could transform their lives. And we had a story. We had our why. We needed to pay the bills. I remember coming home when we ordered our first 4 cases of ASEA, and I remember coming home and turning off every single bill we possibly could turn off, just so that we could afford those 4 cases that we needed for my daughter. We got rid of the newspaper. We turned off all TV, everything with the TV, anything. We downgraded our phones. We went in and did the combining of your power bill and all of that so that we could do a lower power bill. We went through everything we possibly could do so that we could afford to buy that ASEA for our daughter. We had our why, and we were telling our story. And our story was simple. It was an elevator pitch story. It was just simple. It was, this is working. It's made such a difference in our lives. We're going to do this business. Do you want to do it with us? We're going all in, and we're not stopping. And I'll tell you some of the story that was around me. I had tried all kinds of things. I had tried this potion and that lotion, and I was sharing things with my family. Talk about credibility. Ooh, I kind of was out there with my family because I had been trying all these crazy things. And I needed to build my credibility and say, I am all in. I am here. I am showing up, and I am not going away. And that was 11 years ago next week. Well, 2 weeks, September 8th, 11 years ago. Do you think my family and my friends and my neighbors believe me now? I'm still here. I'm still here. Wet hair out of the shower and all. I'm still here. However it takes me to show up, I'm here. And Rosemary has been right there with me. In all my ups and my downs and my I'm not good enough and I can't do this and this, she has been right there with me the entire time. And that's why we show up here in this platform, because those four things help us with the business. So if you didn't get them written down, let's go over the 4 things again. Do you see, number 1, do you see this business, ASEA, as an opportunity? Number 2, be the influencer, not being influenced. Own your credibility. How do I go at number 3? How do I go about it? What is your why and your story? Simply, simple, like simple. I don't want you to write pages and pages about this. These answers are just really clear. They're right here. You have it all right here to do this business. It's right here inside of you. Number 4, is there an urgency to put this into action? And I might suggest the urgency might not be about you. The urgency might be about those people that are on their knees praying for you. Those people that are out there that want to do this, that need this right now. With as much as we can say the world's shifted, the world is shifting continually. And I know for a fact people need this. This lady has not stopped calling me this whole time we're talking. People need you. I believe that this has an urgency, and all it's going to take is just a little bit of action from you. And that little bit of action can just be one little thing. One little thing. Do not get overwhelmed with, all of this, big stuff and people telling you things. Start right here. Start right here with you. And maybe while we've been talking this morning, you've thought of somebody that came into your mind that you're like, I want that person to do this business with me. Call them, reach out to them, send them a hello, send a text message, connect with people. And there's some sifting and some sorting that you have to do. And that's okay if they tell you no. At least they know you're reaching out and that you're open for business.